Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Everything Canada Soccer Power Rankings for Week 10. Now, there's a lot of teams that haven't played in a while, and a lot of teams that didn't play this weekend, so results are going to be very mixed. But without further ado, let's just get straight into it. I'll reason everything, and I'm 100% right in everything. So take that, and let's start off with FC Edmonton. Now, little bit I was really cheering for Edmonton this weekend against Halifax, or I guess this weekend, today as I'm recording it. It is currently the 92nd minute against Halifax. They took a 1-0 lead, but they did what Edmonton does and slowly started to lose the plot a little bit. So it is 2-1 right now for Halifax in the 93rd minute. And even if I was wrong, even if Edmonton were to snatch a point out of this, they would still be bottom of the power rankings. So that is Edmonton in 11th. In 10th, we have a newcomer. It is York United, and that is after they drew 0-0 with Atletico Ottawa. Now, the reason why I move them down so far is just they just had been on such a poor run of form, and they haven't been able to turn that around, and that just led them to just keep slipping down. There's not much I can really reason. There's teams that deserve to be above them. At the moment, they are the second worst, just better than Edmonton. Edmonton's in a whole league of its own, so York fans don't take it too seriously. But next up, we have in 9th, moving up from 10th, is Halifax. They do deserve for beating Edmonton 2-1. Now, they would have gone further up had they not lost to Calgary on the weekend. So that's where the little balance comes. They do deserve to move up, but I'm only moving them up to 9th. In 8th spot, just looking over at my board, I have Valor staying in the exact same position because, well, in fact, they didn't play. At the time of this is out, Valor and Cavalry may have played her. It'll come out Wednesday is when Cavalry and Valor play again. But I'm not using that result. I'm using the Tuesday night results, and that's where I'm cutting it off. So Valor stays this week. 7th, bit of a surprise. It's Pacific FC, the scarf that I'm wearing right now. They do deserve to move down. I am so sorry. They are winless in their last 5. They were winless in their last 4 league games. 5 if you count all competitions. They just haven't, this winning mentality that I was talking about at the beginning is just slowly fading. I don't know what it is. They've just decided that they don't want to win. I'm just kidding. I'm doing this all in one shot, but Pacific, I don't know. They just don't seem to have that same sort of winning mentality that has carried them through the beginning of the season. Losing to Forge, who are, granted, a good team, but these were the 2 finalists. It's a rematch from the final from last year. You know, you think you'd have a little bit more fight with that attacking power. But with that attacking power, you should be able to do at least something against Forge. I mean, yes, they are getting some players back, but at the same time, it's, you know, they haven't had that much time training together. So it's a bit of a shock result, in my opinion, that they lost that much against Forge. But at the end of the day, they moved down to 7th, and I'm sorry, Pacific fans. And 6th, staying there is Whitecaps. I was going to move them up because Pacific went down, but they are currently losing 3-0 to Seattle. I was going to just wait till they were done the match just to see if they were to turn around. I don't think they are turning around. They haven't won at Seattle, I think, since 2017. Since 2017 they haven't won at CenturyLink Field, which is shocking because there's so much that's happened in the last 5 years. So it just feels like it's just aeons ago that they won there, but that's where Vancouver sits. Toronto moves up because Pacific FC moves down, so they kind of trade positions. Toronto didn't play, but I honestly think that Toronto, with their results in the 2020 Canadian Championship game, that kind of gives them a little bit of brownie points and then for them to move up. In 4th, though, we have moving down is Atletico Ottawa. Now, that might be a little bit harsh, but I do believe that they do deserve to go down just because I think there's 3 better teams than Atletico. Doesn't mean that they're going to stay there, but that 0-0 draw with red card, it means that they should move down. Like, they're not the top 3 in Canada at the moment. But the teams that are top 3 is Forge. Forge are finally in the top 3 again. After so long being I think they were on the bottom at one point, or in 10th or something like that, they have refound their form, and they are now on the charts. They are, at this rate, they're going to be first in the league along with Cavalry. So props to Forge for struggling and grinding through these results. And honestly, they deserve this number 3 spot. They've just been so fantastic to watch. their performance in the Canadian Championship was so admirable. First CPL team to even get them close to any sort of silverware that really means something. Obviously, the Canadian Premier League does mean something, but in terms of like the national scope, it's the National Cup. Now, might not get tons of TV viewers, but in terms of the hardcore fans, we obviously know how much it means to win that trophy, the Voyageurs Cup. So props to Forge for giving it all and for smashing the current reigning champions. They deserve it. That's kind of revenge from last year, from that little 1-0 victory that Pacific had. But Forge on the bounce to try and get their third trophy. Watch out for them. And second, a little bit of a shock result for those fans is Club de Football Montreal. Now, hold your horses, get your picks, hold your pitchforks. Okay, there's a method to my madness. Now, Montreal hasn't played, as I'm looking on the computer screen at the moment. If I can get the page open, they have not played since May 28th. Now, if I'm wrong, then maybe there was a Canadian Championship game during that time. I don't recall, but they haven't played in half a month. Now, doesn't mean that they won't start winning again as soon as they're done that, but I can't keep them first forever just because they had wins half a month ago or a month ago. You get my madness. You get it. They're a great team. A lot of their players go to Canada for the window that was open. Now it's closed. But Club de Football Montreal in second. They'll probably bounce back. If they win, they're gonna bounce back up. But as for now, they haven't played a game, so they don't deserve to be first. That's my method. Because I'm tripping over my words. And for the first time this season, number one, deservedly, goes to Cavalry FC and Tommy Wheeldon Jr., who has turned this team around from the very beginning of the season. Everyone was shocked when Calgary was dead last. I think they were dead last or second last or with Edmonton. Where Edmonton is now, they were there at one point. So honestly, they've just turned everything around and have just gone on this crazy run that's just unmatched by anyone in the CPL. Forge is close to that, of course. But honestly, Calgary have just been this absolute machine, just going in, putting in a great performance against Vancouver in the Canadian Championship, stealing teams at the death, tying things at the death, fighting to the very last minute. It's classic Cavalry that we've all grown accustomed to. We know that this Cavalry team, you can't give them anything, especially when they're down by a goal. You just don't give them a sniff, or don't give them an inch, they'll take them out. Well, in this case, if you give them a centimeter, they'll take 5 miles. You know what I mean? They'll just grab it from you. And with multiple scoring outlets that they haven't had since the first season, since Dominic Malonga was on the team, if anyone remembers him. But it's so great to see them finally regain their form and honestly are on course for topping the table at the moment and fighting for that CONCACAF Champions League place. Now that's extra incentive. Tommy Wheeldon Jr. has a point to prove, and I think I said it about 6 weeks ago. I said Tommy's going to get these boys moving, and he's going to keep pushing them towards greatness. And as we can see, they're going to keep doing that. Now we'll see what they do against Valor. Now that they have gone on this long run, how long can they go? That's the next question. How long can Tommy sustain and motivate these boys to keep on going, keep on finding a new gear, even with injuries here and there that they're still sustaining? For example, Charlie Trafford, he just keeps finding little niggles here and there, just little injuries here and there. A couple other players are still not 100%. So with the injuries that they have, they deserve to be number one, and that's why they're number one. So thank you for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. I love doing these power rankings. It makes me think a little bit. It helps keep me in touch with the entire league. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Just a little thing that just makes my day. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.